Hello and welcome all. Welcome to this part 3 for this Create a .NET MAUI app series, which we have started previously with the part 2, the previous part, the immediate preceding part, where I have created a .NET MAUI application, a simple notes application which had nothing but the initial template with a hello world. Now let's customize this app shell today in this third lecture. So when Visual Studio creates a .NET MAUI project, 4 important code files are generated. So let's switch over to Visual Studio, and these are the, let's close all of these tabs, close all tabs, and let me tell you, these are the 4 files that are created: app.xaml, and then app shell, main page.xaml, and MAUI program.cs. And of course, the code behind files are already there behind the XAML files. So app.xaml.cs, appshell.xaml.cs, mainpage.xaml.cs. So basically, these 2 files, XAML file and the code behind C# file, they are combined to be termed as just a single file. So now in this lecture, we'll customize the app shell. So the MAUI program, let's quickly recall what this MAUI program file and the other 3 files are referring to. So this is a code file that bootstraps your application. So it calls the create builder method, and it uses the app, okay, and it configures the fonts, and for debug it adds builder.logging.addDebug. It calls the addDebug method, okay, and then finally it builds. So this code, the code in this file serves as the cross-platform entry point of the app, which configures and starts the app. The template startup code points to the app class defined by the app.xaml. So where is the app.xaml? This is the startup code. It is the app.xaml file. Now the app.xaml and the app.xaml.cs. So this is the app.xaml.cs. So what do? So these files are referred to as a single file, as I just told, that XAML file and XAML.code behind C# file. Although they are 2 different files, they are commonly referred to as a single file to keep this things simple. Now there are generally 2 files with any XML file, the .xaml file itself and a corresponding code file that is a child item of it in the Solution Explorer. The .xaml file contains the XAML markup, and the code file contains the code created by the user to interact with the XAML markup, XAML markup. The app.xaml file or XAML file contains the app-wide XML resources such as color, styles, and templates. So this is styles/colors.xml, styles.xml. The app.xaml.cs. So app.xaml.cs file generally contains the code that instantiates the shell application, and in this project it points to the app shell class. Okay, and what do the app shell.xaml and appshell.xaml.cs file do? This file, that XAML file, appshell.xaml file, defines the appshell class, which is used to define the visual hierarchy of the application. Now these things, don't worry too much about the visual hierarchy term, and it will be clear as you move along in this project. Okay, and the main page, the XAML, which I've already seen, it gives you the text hello world followed by welcome to .NET multi-platform app UI, and it contains also the button and all the markup for a UI. And this is the startup page displayed by the app. The main page.xaml file, this file defines the user interface of the page, and this code behind file contains the code behind for the XAML, like the code for a button click event, like this counter button clicked, it will increment the counter by 1. That's about what we have already seen in the previous project. Now let's add an about page. So what we'll do, we'll right click on the nodes and add a new item, .NET MAUI, and .NET MAUI, this is the content page. So .NET MAUI content page XML. So we could go for the content page C#, but then we'll have to write all the markup through the code behind C#. Okay, so now we'll call this .NET MAUI content page as about page. So it will create a new about page.xml, and if you look into this, the code behind is nothing but it is initializing the component. All right. Now this about page.xaml file, it has opened a new document tab displaying all of the XAML markup that represent the UI of the page. Now this XAML file is of not much use, as it is just like a welcome to the .NET. So we'll change it largely. So what we'll do, we'll keep the vertical stack layout as it is, because that's how the layout comes up. Because the one page, this is the content page, it should have just one child, that is the vertical stack layout. However, the vertical stack layout can contain horizontal stack layout and many other stuff, but there is at the root there will be just one. Either it could be horizontal stack layout or vertical stack layout or anything else, but not more than one at the root level within the content page. So we'll change this. So we'll make this spacing 10 and margin, these are pure HTML, margin from left, right, top, bottom, and spacing between two elements vertically, and then there is within this vertical stack layout, we will create a horizontal stack layout. We'll embed a horizontal stack layout, and within the horizontal stack layout, we'll give it a spacing of 10. Spacing of 10, and there will be an image source. .NET bot underscore PNG, which is the .NET bot that we have seen in the previous lecture when you create the project, and semantic properties dot description. You can write a description of what this image is all about, referring to the dot something similar. So the .NET bot waving hello, and height request. Height request nothing but the height is 64. Slightly different from HTML or the XAML, but it can be easily understood by a person who is proficient in HTML. Okay, so then there is a label, and we'll include a font, and font size equals font size. By default it comes a body, but it has to be changed. Font size 22. Font attribute or attributes, font attributes, this is bold. Notes text on the label will be notes, and vertical options equals end. Now vertical options is one of the attributes, so close it and label. So what is vertical option? Vertical options, let us see the definition. Now assigning the vertical, you can see the me explaining it modifies how the element is laid to when there is excess space available along the y-axis from the parent layout. If the elements inside a layout are set to expand, the extra space is distributed proportionately. Now this vertical options equals end, it typically indicates that the UI element should be positioned at the bottom of its container vertically. Now vertical options to end, if you set like that, if you set vertical options to end, it ensures that the element is aligned to the bottom edge of its container regardless of the container's size or other elements within it. Now we'll close the horizontal stack layout. We are done with the horizontal stack layout, and then below the horizontal stack layout we'll put another label with some text, descriptive text. Something like that, okay, and this text and this label, and below the label you could have closed it by putting a front slash over here, and then that end label tag is already done away with, and then we'll have a button. This is the button, so button text will be learn more, and when you click the button it will trigger the learn more underscore clicked. It will trigger this method which you are going to write in the code behind file soon. So this is the clicked event button dot click event handler clicked. So those who have come from a Windows form background, you'll be more familiar with click. So here it is clicked. So here I am talking about the click event handler of a button, but here it is called button clicked. Okay, so let's go to the XAML page where I've already added this learn more underscore clicked method that is being called over here. When you click the button, it will trigger this method, and I'm sending the arguments sender and event argc object as a sender, and then awaiting the launcher.default.open async. This is the URI that I want the button click event to take us to. Okay. Now next we'll add some image resources. So this is the official repository of .NET for the MAUI samples, which I could find with Google searching, and this is the images folder, and you can see that all of these images that I need to download are all here. So I can just click on one of the images and download the raw file. Now I have already, let me complete the downloading and I will come to the next stage then by actually going back and forth and downloading all of these images one by one. I have already downloaded all of these applications. Now let me add it to my images folder. So how we can go? Right click on images, add existing item. I'll have to browse to my downloads folder, and let me see where is my downloads folder. So this is my downloads folder. So what I can do yeah, I can here can copy this path over here and paste it over here. Downloads. Here. No, I will have to do all files. All right, yeah. So I can then hold the shift and then this one, and all these 4 icons I will add to my images folder. Right, so you can see icon notes and their iOS version already added. As noted at the start of this article, the app shell class defines an app's visual hierarchy, the XAML XAML markup used in creating the UI or the user interface of the app. Okay, so we'll now update. I have opened the app shell.xaml page and we'll update it suitably to make it to customize it basically. So let me close all of the tabs, just close all but this to keep it more clutter free. Now what I will do, I will keep this part 1, 2, 3, 4 up to shell.flyout behavior disabled, and then title, this is notes, everything is there. Below this I'll just get rid of the titles over here, and in the shell content I'll just do a bit of indenting to close it over here, save it, and shell content title here I will, before the shell content all I have to do is put a tab bar control. This is the tab bar, it will set tabs, and tab and open tab and close tab. Between the open and close tab I will have open and close tab bar, I will have the this shell content. So tab bar will be clear when we browse the application, when we render the application. So shell content title instead of home, it will be notes now here, and this part will be the same as it is, data template local, which is pointing to the main page, and instead of the route here we'll create an icon attribute. We'll use the icon attribute. Now we have got the icon. So icon here, I will just explain everything. On platform, okay, so on platform it will be icon notes dot png, and iOS version is, as you would correctly expect, icon notes underscore iOS dot png. All these PNG images, icon notes underscore iOS dot png. Mac Catalyst, I'll tell you, I'll explain everything in a bit. This is the same. This is for Mac computer, Mac operating system. Icon notes iOS dot png. Okay, that is one tab bar between the shell content and end shell content between in the tab bar. and that is the notes page. Now I will create another tab bar for the about page, which we are going to add next. So I will just copy shell content, this part, and title will be about. So this is the about page. All right. So instead of when the application will load, it will load with the notes page with the title notes. Okay. And I will let you know what is this on platform in a bit. And here it is icon on platform, icon about. Instead of notes, it will be icon about. And icon underscore about. Underscore ios.png and icon underscore about. And then save it. Now I have to explain two things, that is the what is the on platform and what is this Mac catalyst. So in Xamarin Form, this on platform is a markup extension used to specify different values for properties based on the platform or the device being targeted. So in this provided example, on platform is being used to set the icon property of an element with different images specified for different platforms. Okay, and this Mac Catalyst is a technology that allows developers to bring their iPad apps to Mac. So depending on the platform on which the app is running, the appropriate image will be used as the icon. And also this tab bar is the content of the shell. Under the shell root tab is shell, and tab bar is the content of the shell and two shell content objects inside of this tab bar. Okay, so one has got a title of notes and another has a title of about. Now the tab bar and the children and its children, like these two shell contents, don't represent any user interface elements, but rather the organization of the app's visual hierarchy. Shell takes these objects and produces the user interface for the content with a bar at the top representing each page. Okay, and now we are done and we'll run the app. Now let's run the application with the Galaxy Nexus API 33 Android emulator, and click on this icon. Alright, so you can see that there are two tab bars for the notes and another for the app. If you click on the about icon, and this is the notes icon that we have added in the images folder earlier, if you remember. So this is the about page that we have created recently, and this is the notes page, which is the main page. And if you click, it will show you the increase in your clicks. It will increment the counter, click 3 times, 4 times, and about page is the new page. And if you click on learn more, it will automatically open it within this Android emulator itself. So that marks the end of this application. If you have liked this video, please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and hit the notification icon and put your valuable comments. Thank you.